Hi, this is Tony Sagami. I want to talk to you this week a little bit about merger mania. Let me start off telling you about Charles River Laboratories. That's an American company based outside of Boston, and they're best known for their services providing research animals for drugs and cosmetic companies. It's one of the largest, it is the largest supplier of research animals in the world, and it has just about every drug, pharmaceutical, biotech, and University Research Center as one of its customers. It provides essential preclinical and clinical testing services for these pharmaceutical companies. Now, the reason I mentioned Charles River, even though it's an American company, is they just completed a buyout of WuXi Pharmaceuticals. It's spelled W-X-I, but pronounced WuXi. WuXi Pharmaceuticals is a Chinese company that is a large outsourcer of that heavy lifting that drug and biotech companies have to do in preclinical trials. Its testing services are used by most of the world's largest drug companies, and it was recently bought by Charles River for $1.6 billion. And it's just a tremendous sign of what's to come. Now, think about China. This is a communist country. You just can't waltz in there and start doing business. You have to get approval from the Chinese government, and that's very, very difficult for American or any foreign drug company. So really the best way for them to get into that Chinese market is really to buy into it or form alliances with other Chinese medical companies. So what I'm telling you is that this first wave of Charles River buying WuXi Pharmaceuticals is the first of many, many more to come. I think you're going to see massive amounts of consolidation in that Chinese biotech industry and drug industry, and there's a tremendous amount of opportunity there. Now, let me give you an example. The president of AstraZeneca, the giant drug company, he said, "Our Chinese business has been soaring at more than 30% for 3 consecutive years, and the Chinese market will be AstraZeneca's major focus." Now, the reason is there's 1.3 billion people in China, and that's a huge untapped market, and a lot of companies are going to be following Charles River's lead and buying into these companies. There's 4 companies I think you could take a look at if you want to position yourself to profit from that merger mania that's going to happen. The first would be China Nepstar, N-E-P-S-T-R, China Nepstar. It's traded on the New York Stock Exchange. The ticker is NPD, NPD. And that is the largest, it's kind of the Walgreens of China. And so it's more of a distribution play than the actual drug companies itself. Another company you can take a look at is called Sinovac. It's also traded on the U.S. exchange. The ticker is SVA, and Sinovac makes vaccines. You hear a lot about the avian and bird flu. This is the company that was the major provider of that in China. There's 2 other young drug companies I think have amazing potential and are clear buyout candidates down the road. The first is CNO Pharmaceutical Technologies. That's traded on the pink sheets, and the ticker is CPMRF.PK. CPMRF.PK, and that company is CNO Pharmaceutical Technologies. The other ones to take a look at is China Baicaotang Medicine, and Baicaotang is spelled B-A-I-C-A-O-T-A-N-G, and its ticker is CNBI.OB, CNBI.OB, and that's traded on the over-the-counter bulletin board. All of these companies have tremendous potential, particularly the last 2, which should be buyout candidates at a huge premium to their current values. Now, I'm not suggesting you rush out and buy them today, but this consolidation is coming, and the Chinese drug companies are where some tremendous profits will be found. Until next week, this is Tony Sagami signing off.